Hello everyone and welcome to the introduction webinar of the DSDApp. My name is Ralph George and I'm gonna explain to you the first steps using the app and how to maximize the experience with the patient. Top left we have a menu. New case. The screen is divided in three sections: patient documentation, new project, and orders to the DSD center. The patient documentation, you use the patient documentation to create the digital patient. I'm going to explain more in a bit. Then we have the new project section. You can create a smile simulation, 3D smile design, mock-up, 2D analysis, before and after layout. With the Try Me option, you can practice all the features in the app. We have 4 cases 2D, 3 cases 3D. All these cases are with our patients, with our pictures, with our STLs, so you can practice. So let's start first with the top section, patient documentation. In my patients, you will have all the patients that you have created. You can open the patient and you can start different projects. With the patient documentation, you are able to create a digital patient. It's very important at the first appointment to add to the digital patient all the files needed so that we can plan for the patient a complete treatment without the need of the patient being in the office. Okay, so for the simple smile simulation, we need the full facial smile, one picture. As you can see, the smile is big, jaw slightly open, and the patient looks into the camera. So I'm gonna save my patient documentation. And I'm gonna enter the name of my patient, in this case DSDApp trial, and I save the patient documentation on the cloud, and I want to continue with the case management. The case management of the patient is a history of all the cases that you started for the patient. Usually you are gonna have the first appointment, you are gonna have the first patient documentation, pictures, intraoral scans, CBCTs, and so on. If the patient needs ortho, you are gonna create a second patient documentation, for example, after 3 months. So you are gonna have different pictures, different intraoral scans, and everything what you need. If you create a smile simulation or a 3D project, the timeline is going to be populated with all these new projects for the patient. You are going to be able to reopen every single case, and you are going to be able to modify the case, save the case again. It's going to be a new version of the case. You never overwrite an old case. Facial analysis. The app is rotating the picture in the right position. We have the option to analyze the facial flow of the patient. So we know now that the second third of the face of the patient has a different angulation than the lower part of the face. The facial flow is created by the glabella, tip of the nose, philtrum, and chin. That's important to know because everything what we do has to be in harmony with the face, and we design the new smile according to the facial flow, so we need to avoid tension in the face by crossing lines. It means when the facial flow, when the philtrum and the chin goes in one direction, our smile design has to follow the direction instead of creating a smile design against the flow. We move the picture in the middle of the screen. That's gonna be our dental midline of the new smile. We set some visual references like incisal edge of the patient and the distal of the central incisors. If we have a measurement done in the mouth of the patient, so we have a real measurement of the patient, for example, tip of the pupilla to the tip of the pupilla, we enter this measurement in the app so that we calibrate the real dimension of the patient with our smile frame. Now we create the smile curve by moving the incisal control up and down so that we create the incisal curve, and we can create the gingival curve. Also, you can move the smile frame up and down. You can decide where is the incisal edge of the new smile. You can move the smile frame to the midline of the face or to keep the dental midline. And you can set a ratio for the smile frame. It means the ratio between the width and the length of the central incisor. The smile frame uses red proportions. It means if the width of the central incisor is 100%, the lateral is 70%, and the canine is 50% visible from the frontal view. In the second step, we need to select shapes. We have the Untitled shapes and we have the DSD Smile Donator library. You can click on the name and then you see the beautiful smile of a smile donator. You are able to replicate this smile from the smile donator to your patient using the DSDApp technology. We are gonna go with F8 from Untitled, and in the last step we can adjust the position of the shapes, we can adjust the dimension of the shapes and adjust everything according to the patient situation. So the smile frame shows us an ideal situation, and now we have to move away from the ideal situation and create for our patient the harmonic smile design that can be done. I'm gonna reposition the premolars, the shapes, the canines. Okay. Very important, DSD is a facial driven smile design, so we need always to go in full screen and check our smile design with the face. If we are happy with the position of our shapes, if we think that's the proper and harmonic smile design for our patient, we can go to the next step and finalize our smile design. We mark the lower line of the upper lip like this. This tool is gonna put the new smile in the mouth. So now our shapes are over the picture. This tool, as you can see, displays the new smile in the mouth. So our teeth are gonna be behind the lip. I'm gonna adjust here a little bit, okay? Now we're gonna adjust colors. We need to cover the old teeth with the gum layer. So as you can see, we can add a gum layer to our smile. Very important to be sure that we cover old teeth and eventually black spots or gum defects. We can adjust the color, of course, by adding some yellow tones and make the smile more warm, like this. We can ungroup the templates and we can, as you can see, we can darken a little bit the molars and the premolars just to create a natural light. And with the sculpt tool, that's very important, we can clean the incisal edge of our new smile. So I'm gonna click on an area that I want to stamp, in this case the tongue. I'm gonna click paste, and now I just cover the incisal edge and I create a clean incisal edge of my new smile. I'm gonna stamp some dark area from the first premolar and I'm gonna paste. That way I create here a clear and clean incisal edge. I'm gonna finalize my smile. Eventually our gums are a little bit too pink. I think that's better. Finalize. And I'm gonna show my patient before and after slider. In the next screen, I can add some details and measurements because we have calibrated in the first step the app with the real measurement of the patient. I can set the targets wherever I want to measure and I click log value. Way I get my measurements, details regarding the new smile that I plan. Also, you can make some drawings, very important because you have to communicate with your team, right? and that way you can add some notes and let your team know what you are thinking about the design. And you can enter notes by clicking and holding, and you can enter a note. And you can proceed to the next screen. In the case files, we have the complete documentation created by the app automatically. So as you can see, you have the facial flow, you have the shapes, notes, measurements, smile frame, shapes, every important information regarding your smile simulation. And you can save the case. The case management, it's gonna be populated with a new project called Smile Simulation. You can open the Smile Simulation, you can do changes, you can modify the Smile Simulation, and you can proceed, of course, with the treatment.